There are so many vastly different SCPs, and with the SCP items we have right now, it's quite limited, and there is so much more potential for a greater variety of SCP items that provide unique benefits that could drastically alter gameplay tactics and the flow of rounds. They could make new, fun, and engaging content. So that's what I want to tap into. SCP-127, also known as the Living Gun, upon first glance, appears to be a standard MP5K PDW submachine gun. Although, tests have revealed that aside from the outer steel shell, the entirety of the firearm is organic and alive. The weapon's ammunition appears to be teeth that look alike to humans, although their DNA shows no correlation to any species. The gun has a magazine that upon depletion, it takes between 3 to 5 days to regrow a new supply of ammunition. Attempts to remove the magazine have resulted in failure. It seems to be permanently attached to the weapon. This SCP item would be a gun that utilizes an ammo type that cannot be found anywhere in the facility and does not need to be reloaded, as it will reload itself over time. The SCP item could have a 30-bullet magazine that regrows a new bullet every 2.5 seconds. That wouldn't regrow while you are firing. These bullets could deal 20 HP. This gun could be akin to the A7 and COM-45, having no customizable attachments. SCP-513, also known as a Cowbell, is a rusty old, cowbell. Its surface holds a large amount of corrosion. Any noise produced by SCP-513 immediately induces strong anxiety in all sentient beings who heard it, being described as a noise that they should not have heard. Exposed victims report feelings of being watched by an unseen entity and present elevated heart rates. Roughly 1 hour after exposure, exposed victims begin to catch glimpses of SCP-513-1. Descriptions of SCP-513-1's appearance are largely unreliable. Test subjects are unable to provide complete accounts of sightings due to their exhaustion and degraded mental health. Eventually, after prolonged exposure to SCP-513-1, a victim dies. This SCP item could tie well into the game, where equipping the item could let you wear some earmuffs before you hold the item. While having the cowbell equipped, you won't be able to hear anything except small little muffled sounds. Ringing the bell, the item could deal degrading effects to anyone in close proximity, perhaps 30 meters. Anyone who hears this chime will get the opposite effects of SCP-1853, with their recoil being increased and their interaction speeds slowed. Interaction speeds being pulling out items like guns and using items like medkits. The player will also see faint visual hallucinations of other human classes being in their peripherals for split seconds, as well as a dark humanoid creature, representing SCP-513-1. The player will also experience auditory hallucinations, such as doors opening and closing, elevators, gates, gunfire, use of items, footsteps, and something unique, home to the SCP-513-1 creature, like a howl or a screech. All of these will start from being infrequent to much more frequent as the round progresses and the player does not get rid of these effects. The only way to get rid of these effects will be to take an SCP-500 or die. This SCP item could have a cooldown of 2 minutes. SCP-ES-112, also known as Pay to Win, is an 1861 Springfield model rifle with the phrase, "Money is power," written on the side of the muzzle. This SCP's anomalous properties activate when any amount of currency or objects of significant personal/monetary value are placed into its compartment. When next operated, SCP-ES-112 will fire a projectile/object directly correlated to the value of the object/currency placed inside of its compartment. To run the SCP's anomalous effects down, the gun could range from firing some harmless confetti to outright a nuclear warhead that will detonate, or a meteor that can destroy the entire site the weapon is fired at. Looking at testing logs, there is huge potential to make this a funny and unpredictable weapon that would be funny to use in the game. This would also add a more significant use to the coin than just being flippable. Coins, items that a player starts with, SCP items, SCP-244 especially, or maybe items the player has held in their inventory for a while or used frequently, could hold a sentimental value that increases its worth towards SCP-ES-112. In-game, this item can shoot at its least valuable intake, almost harmless confetti that only does fatal damage in a super close proximity, to an outright RPG, or maybe even something more extreme. SCP-1025, also known as the Encyclopedia of Common Diseases, is pretty self-explanatory with its name. This SCP is a hardcover book, approximately 1,500 pages long. The front cover and spine feature the title, The Encyclopedia of Common Diseases. Readers of the book seem to exhibit symptoms of any disease they read about, which is stated to manifest after a redacted amount of hours. This item could be more of a gambling item in-game, but still could be fun. Players using this item would skim through the book before stopping at a random page and lingering their finger over the title of the page, being a certain disease. These diseases would be a random status effect within the game, giving the player the potential to have the SCP-1853 status effect, or a movement boost status effect, all the way down to the severed hands and or traumatized effect. This could also come with making more unique effects, or things just available to SCP-1025, to make it an even more funny and unpredictable item to use. This item could have a 60 to 40% chance to either give you a good status effect or bad status effect, to incentivize you more to use it, having a higher chance to give you something good. This item I'm not sure would need a cooldown, as its effects can be very counterintuitive. SCP-1499, also known as the gas mask, is a Soviet GP-5 gas mask. A seal test performed on the object suggests the object retains its original functionality. The anomalous effect of SCP-1499 activates when a human places the SCP on their head. Approximately 1 second after wearing SCP-1499 and it being fully secured on the subject's head, the subject vanishes from view and is no longer detectable. Upon wearing this SCP, test subjects report completely different surroundings than they were in prior to wearing the SCP. Subjects have reported that it appears barren and inhospitable, with tall black towers filling the area. Subjects have also cited entities in this landscape. These entities, designated as SCP-1499-1, have been described as tall humanoids with dark skin that have large amounts of eyes and mouths covering their body. Upon removing SCP-1499 from their head, subjects reappear in the same location they were in when they put it on. Using SCP-1499 in-game could temporarily send you to a desolate wasteland, full of monsters and items. Equipping the item, it could take slower to equip than SCP-268. Traversing this wasteland, you could have a minute to search through the rubble and monster-filled desolation, finding any item ranging from a coin to a micro HID. If you walk too close to the monsters that silently and slowly roam around the wasteland, they will kill you. After what could be a minute, or if you unequip the item, you will reappear in the facility in a random room in the same zone. This would aim so players didn't just camp a player once they use SCP-1499. Here are 5 SCP item ideas, and how they could possibly be implemented into a cell. I hope they sound fun and enjoyable. Peace out.